Okay, so happy Tuesday. Today is May 7th, so the first team call of May. I wanted to talk tonight about what my daily routine is in terms of like my personal morning routine and then kind of routine or a system for my business and how those kind of work together in unison, how you guys can, if you're struggling to find an effective routine for yourself or one that helps you feel productive, maybe you can get some insight with that. And then just really talking about the importance of a routine, why you should have one, how you can add value on social media by talking about your routine. So, and then I will end the night with kind of some like summit announcements, reminders, stuff for the month of May, like running our coach sneak peek and all that good stuff. So that will all be in here. But I want to talk about, first off, why a morning routine is so important. And I will be the first to say that, number one, I am not a morning person. I mean, I've gotten a lot better. But prior to coaching, I was not. When I was in college, I was like, avoid morning class when I was at college, avoid morning classes at all costs, sleep in till 10 or 11 in the morning. Like that was my life. And when I got into coaching, and I was never really given guidance as to like, here's how, you can be an effective with a routine, why you should have a routine, blah, blah, blah. It's stuff that I've learned on my own. But I was very reluctant to, number one, the idea of, I don't want to say, like, I was the type that I did start waking up early to work out. I did start that pretty early on in my journey. But in terms of like with coaching, I guess, journaling and personal development and stuff like that, I was just so reluctant to that. I prided myself in not having a routine and just living like in the moment and just winging it. And I do still do that in certain circumstances, but I have gotten a lot better. I have tried to improve on that weakness. I still am. So I just want you to know that if you see me or anybody else with a morning routine of any sort and you're like, I don't do that, I'm not that kind of person, maybe you need to kind of just have a little gut check with yourself. Or like I told myself, get your head out of your ass, Lauren. You see successful people doing it, success leaves clues. Maybe you should do that, okay? Or at least try and, not exactly copy what they're doing, but model and modify, make it work for me. And so I will go ahead and share what my morning routine is so that if you guys need some insight, and maybe you can kind of adjust, maybe you're already doing it. I know that a lot of us already do get up early and work out, that type of stuff. But I wake up, we do have, our morning Zoom call for our workout accountability. I've been getting up. Courtney Newton, who is a challenger, she literally since day one has been on that Zoom call every single day. I am so impressed by her, and I tell her that all the time. So she's the reason that I've really been getting up early every single morning, because she shows up on there. Power of accountability, you guys. She's just one challenger for me that helps me show up for that. But she gets on by 5:45. Sometimes I'm not really up until 5:45, but I'll at least turn on my Zoom on my phone for her while I'm doing my other morning stuff. But I do want to be in my workout space by 5:45 or 6 o'clock, same time as her, so that we are working out together. So waking up, 5:15 ideally. With me doing lift 4 right now, I do want to eat before I work out. I like to have basically carbs in my body before I'm lifting weights. And yeah, so waking up early enough to do that, having a light meal, easily digestible carb, for me has been like a waffle. I buy the frozen Eggo waffle. That's nothing fancy. And then like turkey sausage, because I don't like eggs. I know a lot of people are like, eggs are easy in the morning. Well, I don't like them. So there's that. Your Shakeology can be a really easy, light meal to have, just shaken up with some water. But I just base this off of the timed nutrition that goes along with 80 Day Obsession. If you guys are ever curious about that, if you've never done 80-day obsession or at least just looked into the meal plan, part of it with the nutrition is timed nutrition, and it lays out like, here's what to eat at specific times. And I do think you can get maybe somewhat improved results with that in, comparing it to just kind of eating and, I mean, getting your portions in, right? Like that's still great. But if you ever wanted to kind of dial things in, I think that time nutrition with 80-day is awesome. But anyway, I do that. And one thing that I do not do, and I highly, highly encourage you guys to avoid this as well, please do not open your inbox or your DMs before you work out, especially if it's the first thing you do in the morning. If you ever get a negative message, or even just one where it's like, maybe you sent some invites before you went to bed and you go and you open your inbox and all you see is like, no, not right now. If you have not taken care of yourself yet in the morning, if you have just woken up, that can really put a damper on your mood. So do not get in your inbox. I refuse to let myself look in my inbox until I am done working out. And not even just dealing with negativity, but I'm the type that if I have like a long to-do list or I see there's a lot of people in my inbox, I get like anxious about it. I'm like, oh my God, I need to get to these people right now. And so my entire workout, I'm just focused on like, oh my God, I need to check my DMs. I need to do that. And I'm not focused on me. And as a coach, it is our number one job to take care of us first. We cannot serve other people effectively if we are not focused first and foremost on ourselves. So when you wake up, I don't care what your routine is, do not open your inbox right away until you've either A, worked out, B, done personal development, or both. So like I said, I wake up, I eat my meal. If I'm doing Transform 20 or something like that, I don't eat before because it's more cardio based. That's just my personal preference. Do that. I have a devotional that I read. It is the 100 Days to Brave book that you see me post on my stories every single day. It's taken me way more than 100 days to get through it because I just would forget sometimes, but that's reality. I do my Energize, that my thing, if you follow my stories, is like dancing or singing while I'm drinking my Energize. That's just my thing. Like, you don't have to do that. But something like, that's just something that I enjoy. And I found that like my tribe is always like, oh my God, I love seeing this every morning. So I'm like, okay. So I do that. I post my devotional. And then I get to work out. I get to my workout. Other things that you might throw in there, and actually I did kind of do this morning, I guess. I want to get into this habit as well, but I have a little tiny notebook. It's not tiny, but it's small. Actually, Kara gifted it to me. Kara, thank you so much. It's the Rachel Hollis. It's not her like start today journal. It's just, it's a blank, straight up blank notebook, but I use it to write down every single morning my why, like my why for coaching. Why am I waking up today? What did I even write? God, I don't remember. Hold on. 3 things I'm going to focus on for the day and 3 affirmations. And again, I do encourage you to get into journaling if you are not already. I was the type that thought it was cheesy bullshit. And the first few times that I finally got myself to try it, it felt so forced and fake. And I was like, why am I doing this? Like, if people saw what I was writing in this journal, they would laugh at me. I'm laughing at me right now. But the more that I got into it, especially with affirmations, the more you realize how beneficial they actually are for your mindset and the way that you speak to yourself. So do that before my workout. Then I work out, I check in with my challengers. And before I get on to more of like what my routine is with my business, my daily activities, to help you guys kind of plan that out, I want to make sure I highlight on working out first thing in the morning. This is something that I personally have been kind of like torn with as I, being self-employed and I am fully in control of my schedule. I don't have to work out first thing in the morning. Like when I was in college and waitressing, I had to do it because that was the only time of day I could really get it done. But now I don't have to. And I was like, do I want to continue to work out in the morning though for my people, meaning the people that watch me on Instagram? And I have found that I do just function better when I work out first thing. So it definitely is for me now. But for a while there, I was working out first thing in the morning for other people. And I don't want you to get it twisted and think that you or I need to show up just for other people. I mean, that is a big part of coaching, and I think it's a positive thing. But here's the deal, you guys. Morning routines, okay, a majority of our society wakes up first thing in the morning, negative, shitty, they're waking up late, they're rushing to work, to a job that they hate, all of this stuff, right? And some of you might be in that boat right now. I don't know. You showing up and showcasing that on your social media is going to set you apart from what I believe other coaches that aren't doing it first thing in the morning. Because I know from personal experience, and I'm sure you guys, you get this too in your DMs, it's how do you wake up in the morning? How do you do this? How do you do that? People see you doing that morning routine and they want that too. And here's why: not only do they need it, but you need it too. And I need it too, because your morning routine, what you do first thing in the morning within the first hour of your day, sets the tone for the rest of your day. So if you wake up and you are not taking care of you and you're rushing off to work and you're drinking coffee instead of water or your Shakeology, you are not in your best state. And that is going to affect the rest of your day, whether you go off to work another part-time job or you are in school or you stay at home, whatever it is. If you are not taking care of yourself and your energy right off the bat, you're basically just going to be in a reactive state for the rest of the day. You want to wake up and be proactive, okay? When you're reactive, you're not going to be organized. You're not going to be focused. You're going to more than likely be more negative about things because you didn't take the time to write down your affirmations, to get an endorphin boost, to boost your mood and your energy before you have to go off and waitress or teach or deal with shitty ass coworkers. So, even if you are super consistent with your nighttime workouts or, getting it done after school, whatever it is you have, I am just challenging you right now, starting tomorrow, to get up and do it in the morning. Even if you've never done it before, I am challenging you to that. Now, I know that there are some people that they're like, I'm already up at like 3 a.m. to get to work. Guys, I saw a coach the other week. She was shouting out one of her coaches that literally wakes up at like 2:30 a.m. to work out. And I mean, granted, with whatever her work schedule is, she's probably in bed by like 6 or 7 p.m., whatever her job is. And I know that, if you've got kids or whatever, that might just not be feasible. But if there's anything you can do, anything you can adjust to work out first thing in the morning, I am confident that it will serve you better as an individual, not just as a coach, but as a human, okay? Because we're here just to become better people. That's what our biggest thing is as coaches, right? And it will allow you to add more value to the people that are following you on social media. So with that being said, in terms of sharing things on your social media, share more of your routine. Now, I don't adamantly watch every single one of your guys' stories every single day. Not that I wouldn't love to, but I just don't need to be scrolling stories that much, right? So maybe you're already doing this, but sharing just the littlest things. Now, some coaches that I follow, like Danielle Natoni, she every single day posts her mirror selfie. That's her morning weigh-in she talks about. Her mirror selfie, her energize, her devotional, her workout. She posts that shit every single day. Some coaches are like, I don't want to post this same exact thing every single day. So maybe Monday you do your weigh-in, and Tuesday you do your journal, and Wednesday you show your energize. Depending on what kind of personality you have, you might want to switch things up. For me, I keep my morning posts the same shit. And because that's just if I'm watching social media, that's what I like to see. So that's what I want to post. But I don't want you to think that you shouldn't post just a picture of your devotional or a picture of your journal or how you're doing affirmations or why you're doing affirmations because you think that it's not that big of a deal. But to somebody else that's not already doing it, it is. And if they're watching you, they want to see what you're doing that's making you successful, that's making you feel good. And if you think about it, an example for me, like I said, I never did journaling before or personal development before. just adding that one little habit of reading that devotional every single morning has helped me not feel so shitty every single morning, and negative about stuff. And so I need to share that with other people, with the other Laurens of the world that wake up with a shitty mindset about having to go to work and having to do this and blah, blah, blah. Because if I share that and they make that one change in their life and it improves their quality of life just a little bit, then I've done my job and I've made a positive impact. So I don't want you to ever think that, and this just goes with anything that you share on social media, don't think that anything is too small to not be shared. If it's one tip that helped you in any way, whether it was back when you just started your journey, if it was some meal prep tip that you learned last week, share it. People need to see it. People want to see it. So I want to make sure that I just touched on the importance of that. And then now just kind of getting into what my routine, or I guess schedule, is for my business. Obviously, this is going to be different for everyone, based on, are you working another part-time or full-time job? Do your other jobs that you have, does the schedule on that vary? Like, you guys know that that's how it is for me. One day I'm detailing a car in the morning, the next day I'm detailing a car at night. So I don't want you to get set that it has to be this way every single day. That is something that held me back for the longest time. Like, well, if it can't be the way that I planned it out, then it's not perfect and I just can't do it. I just shouldn't do it. So I'll just wait till tomorrow until everything's better. That was stupid. So the things that you need to plan into your daily routine or your daily schedule are, the tasks off of the Success Club system tracker, whatever that sheet is, that I talked about before. It is uploaded in the file section of the team page. If you aren't using it already, or you don't have another type of tracker that helps you track your invites, your follow-ups, your connections, all of the other daily tasks, checking in with your challenge group, posting on social media, go in the team page if you don't have that yet. But planning those things out, and I want you to get so specific. Let's just walk through an example day. You need to get specific when you are going to do them and for how long. So I'm going to pretend that I'm still like in college, waitressing and teaching dance. So I would wake up, say I do my workout at 5 a.m. and I'm done by 6 a.m. 6 to 7, I get ready and shower and all that. Okay, I don't have to be at work till 8. So 7 to 8, I am blocking out 20 minutes to send invites, 20 minutes to empty my inbox, 20 minutes to, or maybe like 15 minutes to go follow new people on Instagram. And then I have 5 minutes to get to work, right? Okay, maybe you've only got half an hour in the morning. So take that half hour to send invites for 20 minutes and empty your inbox for 10 minutes. And then you go to work. And then you got a 30-minute lunch break. Okay, so you eat your lunch within 10 minutes. And then for another 20 minutes while you're sitting there, while you would more than likely be mindlessly scrolling Instagram or looking for shit on Pinterest or Amazon, I don't know, you intentionally use that 20 minutes to go follow new people. So I can't give you a set schedule. That is on you. I mean, I could give you one, but you guys are friggin' adults. I want you to plan that out for yourself. But on that Success Club system tracker, it tells you how much time you should spend on each task if you basically want to be a coach full-time a year from now. Like, if you follow that shit and do the shit that it tells you to do, you could be in a completely different place a year from now. But it's up to you to show up. It's not me to hold you accountable, to check in with you, right? So use that as a guide on that Success Club system tracker. God, I wish I could say that like 12 more times. It has like 2 hours of work every single day. Some of you might be like, Lauren, I'm just not willing to work 2 hours a day on my business. That's fine, okay? Be realistic with yourself. So if you're only willing to put forth an hour of work per day, then break those time chunks down. So if it tells you to invite for 20 minutes, invite for 10. If it tells you to go follow new people for 20 minutes, follow people for 10. Like, figure out what works for you. It's your business, your routine, your schedule for a reason, all right? So in order to be a little bit more organized, and again, I am like complete and total opposite of being naturally organized and systematic. I have to work on it every single day. But the night before, sit down and plan out the next day. And I know that sometimes like you're going to have different variables in your schedule. Stuff's going to pop up, or maybe you have an appointment. You don't know how long it's going to take. So you might have to adjust as you go. But if you can be intentional and not wake up and again, just try and like wing it and see how the day goes, if you can be more, proactive first thing in the morning and work a little bit on time management, that's something that I'm doing here, you will feel a lot less stressed, a lot less overwhelmed. You will feel more organized in your business, and you will feel like you are working your business and it's not the opposite. Like your business is just like controlling you and you aren't enjoying it. You don't feel like you're getting anywhere. You don't really know like where you're at half the time, right? So I'm challenging you guys to not only start being a morning workout person, but to get more intentional with at least day by day writing out the most important things. When are you going to invite and when are you going to follow new people? If you will legit just take 10 minutes, you guys, 10 minutes in the morning on your lunch break, in between classes, whatever you're doing, 10 minutes to go see who's watching your stories, who's liking your posts, and send at least 5 to 10 invites, you will be so much further along than if you keep convincing yourself that you can't do this, you don't have time, you don't know what you're doing. 10 fucking minutes. Like I cannot stress that enough to you. And here's something that I will tell you that I experienced yesterday. This isn't really routine related, but I'm going on a tangent here. I hadn't done my invites yesterday. I feel like I did them last night. I don't even remember what happened yesterday. But I remember sitting there and I was looking at my checklist and I had done everything else except for invite people. Yeah, it was last night. I got done teaching tumbling at 8:30 and I still hadn't done my invites. And I sat down here at my computer. I didn't go to the couch because I know that when I go to the couch, I feel lazy. When I'm at my desk, it's a little bit more professional mode, right? Okay, and that's not a fancy desk, you guys. I'm in the crappy computer chair that I stole from a house when me and my dad were remodeling it, right? So I literally just sat there and was like, Lauren, all you have to do is send 5 invites. That's it. That is your minimum right now. And typically I'm like 20, 30 invites a day. But last night, I was like, oh, I just want to go to bed, blah, blah, blah. Just 5, Lauren, and then you can go to bed. I ended up sending 15, okay? Because I just got in the flow. And I'm telling you, with stuff like invites, it's just like your workout. A lot of the times we get into it, we haven't push plan a workout. I'm like, I don't want to, and we're sitting there stewing over it, and we get more anxious about it the more we think about it. But as soon as you hit play, you get into it, and like the workout flies by. Invites go the same way. So I just had to throw that little tidbit in there because that's where I was last night. And like I said, I set the minimum for 5. I ended up doing 15, and I ended up working for like another hour in my inbox and stuff because I just got into the flow of it and it felt good. Yes. So had to put that out there. And then ending your day, kind of just more routine stuff. I already mentioned planning the next day in advance, but also doing a gratitude journal. That is something that I do as well. I have a separate journal for that in terms of separate from the one that I use in the morning. And I literally just write down the date I am grateful for, and then I list out anything and everything good that happened to me that day or that I enjoyed. And I will tell you guys, a lot of it is super simple stuff. Like I literally will write down that I'm thankful for Energize and Shakeology. And any other little things that like I enjoyed from that day. Warm weather, I wrote that down yesterday. Like I loved the weather. It made me happy. And then bigger things, like when I made my post last night about getting a shitty DM, I had so many positive comments. So I wrote down that in there. And, if you're not familiar with law of attraction, the more that you focus on the things that you are grateful for or that, you want to happen, whatever, the more that you attract those things into your life. So as I focus on those things, I write them down. And not only helps me attract more of that into my life and manifest those things, It just makes you feel good. And a lot of times, we're going to bed. We might not feel like we had the best day. Like maybe nothing bad happened, but we're just kind of like blah. When you sit back and look at all the little things that you have to be grateful for, it's incredible. And it makes you feel a lot better going to bed, and therefore when you wake up in the morning, because those things are on your brain and on your heart. So that is kind of my morning routine. If you guys have any questions on stuff, please type it in the chat box here. I haven't seen any. But yeah, that is where I'm at with that. Before we get off of here, I do want to touch on some announcements for the month of May and Summit, just some reminders, all that good stuff. But May 14th, which would be a week from today, do a coach sneak peek. And if you are a new coach, or you're just a coach that's never invited anybody to a coach sneak peek before, first off, if you weren't like in a sneak peek before, we go in, and what I'm actually going to ask you guys do this sneak peek, I know we've kind of been like tweaking, trying to figure out what works. This next one, I would like everyone sometime before like 6 p.m. Again, if you can do it in the morning, that's great. Before 6 p.m. that day, please go live in the group and share your story. And I know that if you've never done a live before, you might be like, holy fucking balls, what do you want me to do? If you've never done it before, you've got a week to prepare. So go into our team page right now and just caption it, practicing my story, and just share. Like if you were sitting across from me and I was like, so tell me, like, what has coaching done for you? Or who were you before coaching? I just want you to share that, okay? It doesn't have to be long-winded. It doesn't have to be like super heartfelt if you don't really know what your story is yet. But just touching on, this is where I was at. This is how Beachbody helped me. This is where I'm at now. But doing that, going live in the group, and then that night, I will do a big final live where I talk about all the questions and hesitations that most people have in terms or in regards to coaching. But in terms of inviting people to a coach sneak peek, the first people I always invite is my current challengers. And guess what? Even if you only have one challenger, you still go invite them. If they are someone that's been crushing your boot camp, you tell them that. Be like, dude, you have been awesome. You've been showing up every single day. Like, have you thought about doing what I do as a coach and running a group like I do? Or if they haven't been the most accountable, be like, dude, you told me you've been struggling to show up for your workouts. Like, have you thought about becoming a coach? Because it honestly holds me more accountable. Or if you have a challenger that's like, I want to try Shakeology, but I can't afford it. Be like, so did you know that if you sign up as a coach, you not only get 25% off, but if you just get like 2 friends to do this thing with you, you can get $100 back. Like little things like that. But then if you've got people that either, you're friends with on Facebook, like, again, I don't really do Facebook anymore. But in my Instagram, if there's people that I'm following them, they're following me, people that I'm connecting with, that type of thing. If they're already into fitness, it doesn't hurt to send them an invite. Just always something, kind of a random compliment, thank them for following you. An example, I might be like, hey girl, I've been following you for a while. I appreciate your positivity. I know this is super random, but have you ever thought about becoming a coach and doing what I do? You're already crushing the fitness game. I know you'd help a lot of people. Just had to throw the idea out there. I keep mine super casual like that. I don't like to get all, coaching has changed my life and it has helped me financially. Would you like to make money and do what I do? Because I know if I got a DM like that, I would be grossed the fuck out, basically. So I keep it super casual and just like, dude, you're fucking awesome. Like, you should do this too. So that's how I do it. At least if you've never sent a coaching invite, I challenge you to send 5 by the coach sneak peek a week from today. Okay. But yeah, it'll be in a Facebook group, so you'll be able to add your people to that. And then once the sneak peek is over on Tuesday, I just send them a follow-up like, hey, did you get to watch the videos? Do you have any questions? That type of stuff. So I just wanted to give you guys some tips on that. May 20th, the Vegan Recover launches. Keep that in your back pocket. I haven't drank Recover in a while, but I do love it. And with the vegan coming out, I will probably order some. It'll only be in chocolate though, not orange. A little incentive for the month of May. I saw this, I think in the Beachbody Champions page, I can't remember. If you have never earned a Success Club point before, and you earn your first one, there's a fun little shirt that you get. If you have earned Success Club before, and like you're a coach that's been doing this, I think it's like if you get 3 of your PS coaches to get their first Success Club point, then you get that shirt too. So if anybody's motivated by shirts, free shirts are fun. Summit stuff, hopefully you didn't miss yesterday was the selection guide day where you picked who you're going to work out with, get your boxed lunches if you're going to do that, all that good stuff. In terms of shirts for Summit, there are 2 that you will have the option to purchase. You don't have to purchase them, but one of them I will want to wear. Let's see, Thursday night is opening. I think I'll want to wear them Friday. I think, yeah, Friday, when we have like trainings and seminars and stuff. And that will hopefully be the day. I need to discuss with Liz. I think she's still going to bring her camera. She does some photography stuff, so she can get pictures of us on our matching shirts. Those are going to be the squad goals one that I DM'd you guys the other day. I have a friend that makes shirts. So she basically just needs to know a few weeks in advance. So I'll try and send out like a message to the whole Summit group and see when you guys can like kind of get me money, sizes, all that stuff. We'll still have a little bit of time for that. And then the other shirt that we will wear for the super workout on Saturday morning, that's when everyone's together. White tank top. It's not really white. It's like grayish white that says, "But did you die?" Cassie actually already has one that she found on Etsy, and she had just ordered it already before I had even told her about getting these tank tops. So I think just to kind of, she's already got it. I think they're cute. We'll just order those off of Etsy instead of still having my friend do them. The ones off Etsy, I think, were like $20. The ones for my friend, she said they'll be like 18, just so you guys can have an idea on that. And then if you are staying in the Airbnb at Summit, 90% of you have already paid me the $50 deposit. You'll have a remaining $60 due. Basically, I have to pay the lady the other half. It's like another $500 like the week before we go. So if you can get me that $60 the week before we go, that'd be great. One last thing for Summit then, you can no longer rank advance in terms of being recognized on stage, but with the different training tracks, like the workshops that you go to on Friday and Saturday, it is now based off of the current rank that you are at. They didn't used to do that, but I like that they are now. So if you are like coach and emerald, you're in like level 1, and then like, or maybe ruby's in that one too, I don't know. But then like diamond, you're in like level 2, and then like 2-star and above, you're at the next one. If you are shooting for diamond, you can still qualify to be in the diamond leadership workshop training by like June 6th. So if you are motivated by that, I know there's a lot of you that after like our team call last week, you're like, okay, what do I do for diamond? How do I get there? You guys, you just have to show up every fucking day knowing that like just basically shooting for emerald every single week and helping your coaches go for emerald. And again, if you need help helping your coaches go for emerald, let me know. We can do like joint calls together. I'm more than happy to do that. And then lastly, this is just kind of a little thing I will finish off with, but talking about community on your Instagram and sharing about this, because if you guys saw my post last night when I talked about how I had received a really shitty DM, I'll just put it that way. Like, I know that I am not everyone's cup of tea. I know that people unfollow me. I know that there are people in my hometown that don't like what I have to do, yet they still follow me. That doesn't bother me. This message, literally this girl took the time out of her day to type in my name and find me and tell me that she basically thought I was the shittiest human alive. So that really bothered me. And I debated talking about it on Instagram because I don't want to draw attention to negativity. Not only for her sake, but I just don't want like people watching me to be discouraged, to become a coach basically. Cause like, well, if you're getting negative DMs, like I couldn't put up with that. And so, I really just had to sit there and be, okay, if is sharing this going to help my followers? I think it will. So I was just very particular about the way that I shared it. I didn't talk about what she said, why she said it, what I said back, anything like that. So, kind of let myself cool down before I talked about it. But anyway, the response that I got was incredible. And, for honestly the past like week or two, I haven't felt the most I don't want to say like not fulfilled, but I just felt like my business and social media has kind of been forced. And I feel like we go through seasons like that, right? But after making that post last night, I was reminded of how many good people I do have in my life from Instagram. And, a lot of it stemming from people that are now challengers and coaches. But some of the girls that commented on my stuff, they aren't challengers and coaches of mine. They're just people that I've met on Instagram. And it made me feel really good. And I want you guys to feel the same way. I want you to feel like, your Instagram isn't just a place for you to share. You are building a community there. And maybe you don't feel like that right now. So what I, encourage you to do, add as much value as you can on your Instagram. Like, I want you to think that if you weren't a coach, what is stuff that you would still share to help and inspire people? Is it recipes? Is it personal development? Is it tips on cleaning and being organized? Like, I don't even know. Just, life in general, adding value so that people see that you are there to help. Okay. Number 2, asking questions, asking for feedback on Instagram stories, having polls and stuff like that is a really fun way to do that. And stuff that's not just health and fitness related. And always intentionally asking your people what they want to see from you. Put that in your stories and ask them, like, what is helpful for you? What do you need more of? What do you want to learn about? What do you want to see from me? And that will in turn help you be able to post a lot easier without thinking like, oh my God, what am I going to post about today? What am I going to talk about? Like, when you do your market research, you talk to your market and be like, hey, what do you need from me? What do you want from me? They're going to see it as, you turning around to serve them. They're going to appreciate that. And it just makes your life a lot easier. And then another way, just last little thing to do this, I've seen some other coaches doing it. We've talked before about like hosting free groups to help build relationships and trust with your followers. I promise this is the last thing, you guys. But try and host like a little mini challenge on your Instagram. Like, tell people, be like, okay, tomorrow and the next 3 days we're going to do a water challenge. Like, I don't know if anybody else is slacking with their water intake, but I just like need some accountability. So, reply to this story if you're going to focus on drinking more water with me. And in the morning, I'll wake up and tag you, or you tag me, or something. Like, keep it simple and straight to the point. And here's something I want you to understand. If you are a new coach, or if you're not a very consistent coach on social media, or you haven't posted stuff in a while, whatever, you might not get a response from people, okay? Because they might be like, she's new. What is she doing? So you might be doing your damn water challenge all by yourself. But guess what? You hype yourself up and you talk about how much better you feel and how much water you drank. And you say, I'm going to do this again next week, you guys. So like, stay tuned and like, be excited about it. Create excitement. People want to see your energy. Okay. Do it again next week. You might get one person that does it, but you'll see the ripple effect that as you start to show up more and add more value, then you're going to get that response from people. And then that's how you get people into a challenge group too. Yeah. I just had to throw that out there. It was something that I thought of as I was kind of planning the month of May. I was like, I want to like do something free. Sometimes putting together a Facebook group is just a lot of work. And a lot of people on Instagram don't like Facebook. So that's something that I'm going to try this month. I just wanted to throw that out there for you all. if you're kind of making a game plan for the month of May, maybe do a free challenge, team up with somebody else on here, and then sneak peek a week from today, challenge, invite 5 people to the coaching opportunity. And with that being said, guess what? You have to talk about the coaching opportunity. If you can talk about health and fitness, you can talk about coaching. Share about your first paycheck, what this week's paycheck did for you. If it was to buy cat food, yes, your cat made me think of cat food. If it's to pay for your cell phone bill, if it's, buying your kid a new pair of shoes, if you just love this friggin' team call, like I'm going to get off of here and be real on my stories and talk about how I have a hard time working at home all day long by myself because I feel alone as fuck. Team calls make that better for me. Like, I'm going to talk about that. Maybe you're just fucking pumped for Summit. Like, talk about that. I don't know. But you have to share more parts of coaching if you aren't already. Because if you go to invite people to coaching, they're either A, going to be like, what are you talking about? Or B, since you don't talk about it enough, they're not really going to know like that they can do it too. You know what I mean? So constantly they use the term breadcrumbing, like, leave a breadcrumb trail, leave little hints into coaching, and start doing that now so that next Sunday or Monday, right before the sneak peek, when you're like, okay, friends, we're having our coach sneak peek, and you get all excited about it, people have been seeing your little breadcrumbs throughout the week, so they're a little bit more familiar with it. Yes, that's how you strategize for the month. Okay. I don't see any questions in the chat, so I am going to take a picture, get up my phone, so look your prettiest. Hold on, I look bald. 1 second. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Kara throwing the peace sign. Feel better, Kara. Everybody else, thank you for getting on. I will post the recording in the team page. And just one more side note, I don't know if I'll do it when I get off here tonight, either tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to open up a Facebook group called Coach Basics Training. So if you are a new coach, I will add you in there, or like if you have new coaches and you need to add them in there. We do have the Coach Quick Start that you send out like an email form, like here are your first 3 videos, watch this, text me when you're done, and we'll do a getting started right call. This Coach Basics is a little bit more in depth on like, how to be posting, on Instagram, finding your brand, using hashtags, dealing with rejection, just a little bit more detailed stuff. So that is in the works as of, I'll probably do 1 video tonight. So I'll add some of my newer coaches in there. And if y'all need to add your coaches in there, let me know and I'll help you out with that. And then I will post this in the team page. Have a good night, you guys.